Today's episode is really personal, like vulnerable in a way I've never ever shared before. Something I've never even told my husband. And I'm sharing it now because this week, the week it's being released, is the week of my birthday.
Hey, LadyBoss. Welcome to LadyBoss Unplugged, the podcast where real women have real conversations about crushing their goals, building unstoppable confidence, and creating lives they absolutely love. Hi, I'm Kaitlyn CEO and owner of LadyBoss, wife, mom of 2 boys, and your biggest cheerleader.
Do you remember when Mommy looked like that?
Way not similar.
Each week, we'll dive into stories, strategies, and straight up motivation to help you show up as the best version of you. Because let's be honest, you are made for more. So whether you're driving the kids to practice, hitting the treadmill, or just taking a moment for yourself, get ready to laugh, learn, and leave inspired.
LadyBoss gives you the tools to not only hit your weight loss or your health and fitness goals, but to believe in yourself.
This is LadyBoss Unplugged, where women like you rise, thrive, and shine.
Every year on my birthday, I used to cry. Not from joy, not from nostalgia, but from this heavy, unexplainable sadness. And I never really understood it. I could be surrounded by people on vacation, dressed up for a party, and I still felt like something was missing. I'd fight back tears all day until eventually I'd find a moment to hide to let them out. So if birthdays are hard for you, if they bring up more emotion than you like to admit, I see you. You are not alone. I'm going to share what those years felt like, why they happened, and how I finally broke free from that emotional cycle and started actually celebrating me. For as long as I can remember, birthdays were emotional for me. I'd always wake up with this weight on my chest. I'd try to ignore it. I'd try to shake it off because after all, it's just a day, right? But the closer it got to evening, the harder it became for me to hold it all in. I'd be smiling in pictures and laughing at dinner and opening gifts and seeming like I'm having a great time. But deep down, I felt disconnected, like I was missing something or someone, and I couldn't name it. It didn't matter what I planned. I tried fixing it with vacations, people, parties, distractions. But year after year, I ended up sneaking away to let out the tears. Not because the day went wrong, but because something inside of me didn't feel right. I've never even shared this with my husband because he's worked so hard to make me have amazing birthdays year after year. And it wasn't something he did or someone else did that made me feel like this. And so I couldn't share that I was sad on my birthday because I worked so hard. Just trying to keep it to myself so I didn't let anyone down on my birthday. I would remember waking up thinking, why do I feel like this? What's wrong with me? I should be happy. It's my birthday. And then, of course, guilt would kick in, and I'd tell myself, you have people who love you. My husband trying to make sure I have an amazing day. You're not alone. Your kids bouncing on your bed. I've plans having something fun planned. Why are you sad? I'd feel ashamed for even feeling off. And that shame made the day feel even heavier. I now know I wasn't broken. I just hadn't healed yet. I hadn't learned how to speak kindly to myself. I hadn't learned that it's okay to feel big emotions, even on what's supposed to be a happy day. I've done a lot, and I mean a lot of reflecting over the years. And I know that birthday ache came from emotional, unresolved wounds. Wounds from feeling unseen, unloved at some point, one point or another in my life, even if that wasn't my reality anymore. It was like my birthday was a trigger. Like my body remembered what my heart hadn't fully healed from yet. It reminded me of every time I felt like I didn't matter or didn't measure up. Birthdays became this spotlight shining on everything I wish was different about my life, my relationships, myself. And then social media. Social media added another layer. I'd scroll through Instagram and see the balloon arches and love letters from besties, girls on trips with champagne and filters. And I'd think, why doesn't my birthday feel like that? It felt like if I didn't have a picture perfect birthday, I was doing it wrong. But here's the thing. We never see the tears, the unmet expectations, the emotional triggers. We just see the highlight reel. And sometimes, just sometimes, the loneliest people have the prettiest posts. But I didn't know that. But somewhere along the way, it started to change, ladies. And no, not because my life became perfect or I finally had the ideal birthday. Like, no, not at all. It changed when I learned to love myself. When I became happy with who I was and where I was, regardless of my weight, how much money I had, or what anyone else thought of me. I stopped needing the day to be filled with noise and people just to feel okay. I started spending the day reflecting on how far I had come instead of how far I had to go. I started treating my birthday like a celebration of resilience, not just another day on the calendar. I told myself when I turned 30, I was going to take birthday pictures. You know, the ones where you dress up, feel confident, mark the moment. The one where like you pop the bottle of champagne and have the cake and the fancy outfit, like, ah. But 30, it came and went, and I didn't do it. And then came 31 and 32. I always had an excuse. Too busy, not the right size, not confident enough, not in the budget, no time. But when 33 rolled around, I decided I was done waiting for the perfect time. I deserved to feel seen. I was worth celebrating. I am worth celebrating. And so I did it. I booked the photo shoot. I showed up for myself. And ladies, those photos, they made me feel so beautiful, confident, and extra in all the right ways. I love being extra. It wasn't about anyone else. They weren't for anyone else. It was for me because I am worthy. And so are you. This year for my birthday, what am I going to do next? Well, to be honest, I haven't totally decided yet. But whatever it is, it's going to be something that feels good to my soul. I've thought about maybe a little spa day or go see a little country concert that's happening nearby. Maybe it's taking the boat out and fishing with my family or just getting a cute new outfit. Maybe I'll write a love letter to myself or go on a coffee date with God. Whatever it is, it'll be something that reminds me how far I've come. Because I'm not just surviving birthdays anymore. I'm celebrating the woman I've become. And getting to share this episode with you the week of my birthday, that feels like the biggest celebration of all. I want to pause here and ask you ladies a few questions. If you're driving, just think about them. If you're at home, maybe write them down or open like your notes app on your phone. Okay? You ladies ready? I'll give you a moment. Pause me if you need to. What emotion usually comes up for you around your birthday? What emotion usually comes up for you around your birthday? Happiness, sadness, scaredness, fearedness, depression, anxiety, joy, laughter? What emotion usually comes up for you around your birthday? Write it down. Next, what would it look like to celebrate yourself without waiting for anyone else to do it? What would it look like to celebrate yourself without waiting for anyone else to do it? And finally, what would make this year feel different for you? What would make this year feel different for you? You deserve to reflect. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to choose joy in your own way. If birthdays have ever felt heavy for you, please know you're not broken. You're not dramatic. You're not ungrateful. You're just human. Sometimes our hearts remember old wounds even when our minds don't. But you get to heal. You get to write a new story. You get to decide that this year you will celebrate you. So, whether your birthday is coming up or not, ask yourself, what would it look like if I celebrated who I am? Not because I've reached some goal, but simply because I exist. I've survived and I'm still showing up. I'd love for you ladies to DM me or tag me and tell me what you're doing this year or what you want to do next year to honor yourself. Even if it's small, especially if it's small, because it all counts. And so do you. To the woman who feels that quiet ache around her birthday, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not too emotional. You are not ungrateful. Your heart is just remembering. But now you get to rewrite the story. You get to be the one who breaks the pattern. You're allowed to celebrate you. Not just what you've accomplished, but because you exist, because you've survived, and because you're still here, growing, healing, becoming. And that is always worth celebrating. Always. I am so excited for you ladies to check out next week's episode. There's some goodness coming your way. But today, I'm just going to sit in the gratitude of how far I've come. Happy birthday to me. And maybe in a small way, happy rebirth to you too. Until next time, ladies.